Speaker, my question is for the Minister for Energy and Mining. Can the Minister please update my community regarding the potential future opportunities for the Nyrstar Port Pirie smelter? And with your leave and that of the House, I'll explain.
Leave is sought. Is leave granted?
Thank you, sir. Following the recent meeting between the Prime Minister and President Trump, I understand an agreement was reached regarding the potential for Australia to supply critical metals to America, and was wondering if Nyrstar may have some opportunities there.
The Minister for Energy.
I thank the member for his question. We all know he's a passionate supporter of his town. He's of the Port Pirie multi-metals smelter. He worked there for a number of years. He was mayor of the city. He's a citizen of the city. He lives and breathes in that city, and he wants it to survive and do well. And he's passionate about making sure that the smelter continues. The truth is, Mr. Speaker, the Port Pirie smelter is unique. It's unique in its capabilities, it's unique in its social licence, it's unique in its acceptance by its local community. Think of the counterfactuals. The world right now has a shortage of key critical metals that are critical to our defence sector, antimony being of the highest order. It is a critical metal that is used to harden shells and bullets and other parts of armour that are invaluable to our allies, not only in the Asia-Pacific, but in Europe. One country has nearly an entire monopoly on this. The way that you are able to extract antimony is through the byproducts of lead processing. So there are currently no lead smelters anywhere in the United States. None. So our allies are having to rely on one country. That one country that has a monopoly on this commodity is also using its state finances to purchase the raw materials at much higher costs, and then actively subsidising the processing of that raw material into the metal, therefore controlling the entire life cycle of that commodity. Port Pirie, on its own, without this practice, this uncompetitive practice and intervention by a foreign state, would be profitable. But because of that foreign intervention, we need to act. And Prime Minister Albanese and President Trump have come to an agreement, and that agreement is good for our country, it's good for our allies, and it's good for the free world. We are already conducting a trial at Port Pirie for the extraction of antimony. You might remember we went there and saw the acid bars that were there, that were with the anodes producing antimony, and we are seeing that now displayed around the world. One of the most important things that I think should encourage people about the future of Port Pirie, Mr. Speaker, is while the Prime Minister of Australia was being hosted by the President of the United States in the Oval Office, Port Pirie was being discussed actively. When the head of Traffic Bureau recently visited Capitol Hill and did his annual meeting with senators and congressmen and met with the Armed Services Committee, Port Pirie was actively discussed. I can't tell you how important it is for our allies that Australia has this source and supply of this vital commodity. This commodity is so important to the Western world, sir, that we can't allow it to be monopolised by any one country. We need to have redundancy in our own supplies and our critical reserves, so not only we can keep it ourselves so we can defend our own country, but also that our allies can use it to defend themselves. This is not something that we can afford to let go. You can't let normal market forces prevail here. There needs to be government intervention. And I am glad that we have two Labor governments at a federal and state level that understand there is a market gap here, there is a national need here, there's an economic sovereignty question, and we're stepping up to the mat to protect Port Pirie.
The member